Hello, this is Emma of EmmaLiveYoga and welcome to this talk on the 8 limbs of yoga, and we've reached the magical 8th limb of Samadhi. So Samadhi can be interpreted in lots of different ways. It can be a state of bliss, a state of happiness for no reason, and a higher consciousness, so connection with higher consciousness. So there are kind of mystical qualities associated with Samadhi, and people also have the misconception that you have to work in a linear fashion through all of these limbs, when of course they're symbiotic, they work together. So Samadhi is something which is not something we don't experience. We should experience this, but we might only experience glimpses of this, and not necessarily on the mat. So a feeling of Samadhi might be when you see a sunset and you just have a feeling which is beyond words. You have a beautiful experience where you just feel happy and you feel grounded and centered and content, again for no particular reason. So it's these glimpses of peace really which represent Samadhi, and this blissful feeling which really is difficult to describe, because those of you who practice yoga will know the feeling moves beyond language. And the sutras themselves say it's the feeling which we can't describe when we practice yoga. Yoga acts in an invisible way, it's an invisible force, and it deals with the unseen. So Samadhi is the same, it deals with the unseen connections that we all have. And the sacred part of ourselves, the Atman, the inner teacher, is connected to all sentient beings. And this tiny drop in the ocean, which represents our individual consciousness, can connect to the wider universal consciousness, which is the ocean itself. So when we experience joy, bliss in the moment, for that moment, we're connecting with a higher part of ourselves, a higher consciousness. We can try and get there, but sometimes that can be counterproductive. So it might be you've done a class and you're in Shavasana at the end, and again you just feel that wonderful feeling that you sometimes get after you practice yoga, which moves beyond language. And really that's what Samadhi is. And it's a blissful state of gratitude, and it's a state of joy. So that's the magical 8th limb. Know that it's meant for us, ordinary people, in every day, in this beautiful world we're in, to experience beauty and joy now, and all of the other limbs help to contribute to that. So thank you for listening to this series on the 8 limbs. I hope it's been a little bit illuminating, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you. Namaste.